we started out with this, but it's the big story of the day. What happened in Boulder, Colorado? This psychopath. Dawn, do I still need to say alleged? This psychopath.
The suspect's in custody. He's alleged.
Okay.
Just call him the white man.
Accused.
Harry, if you don't hate the media, you will hate the media after. Like, just the most
I already do.
vile people in this media. Still don't know the description of the Fairmount Park shooting.
Nope.
But within 30 seconds of this, they're like, white man!
Yep.
White man!
Not terrorism, not an illegal alien, white man.
Yes.
All right, so he threw Molotov cocktails into a peaceful, pro-Israel, pro-bringing our hostages home. Threw a Molotov cocktail, people saying that, quote, this will end when Palestine is free and for us. Roll this. This is taken from a.
Well, we can't do it when he's got Molotov cocktails on. If you are fighting, that's what he's got right here. Is Molotov.
First of all, bro, some sit-ups, all right?
Yeah, exactly.
Jesus.
You're going
perpetrator.
shirtless in Boulder.
Alleged.
You got to look better than that.
Yes. Shirtless in Boulder. That sounds like a bad flick.
It's a good band.
I'll tell you this. Phil will cover that coming up 2 hours from now.
Right.
I'll just leave it at this, Harry. I am anti-throwing cocktails, and I am pro-consuming cocktails. So this guy just wasted a good cocktail for a terrible cause on the wrong side. And by the way, he's from Egypt. I want to know how he got here, how long he's been here, when he arrived. Was this during the Biden administration? And how is this guy still roaming our streets? That's what I want to know.
But he was described as a white man. Is that?
Yes,
is that,
we'll get to that.
Okay.
White man.
All right.
And also, we have CNN saying that the FBI is juvenile for jumping to the conclusion that this is terrorism.
Juvenile.
And Jamie Raskin just making an ass out of himself. I mean, they all rush to TV and say the stupidest stuff.
Yes.
Here's a longer version of cell phone video that somebody took of the alleged perpetrator. Roll this, Phil.
We're here. We can't do nothing about that. We can't do nothing. We can. Not here. You have to answer this. Not here, bro. You're not.
Keep on taking video right now. Why is that so nice?
We can.
I wish I had my gun with me. I'd do it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Why don't I see any police?
Well, you will in a second.
Okay.
One cop comes in.
Everybody's filming.
Yep.
I love that.
Just stay away. Just stay away. He's right there. He's throwing Molotov cocktails.
And you can see, Harry, in this video, youtube.com/@1210WPHE, you can see the person on the ground there. They're dousing him with water.
Jeez.
Witnesses said it looked like their skin was melting.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Now we got Captain Lou Albano. He's still starting to
Yeah, we
spout
got
off.
Captain Lou and a babushka.
Yeah, look at that
What's
guy.
going on?
Look at that guy. A size 14 XL on his shirt.
Wow.
Yeah.
Does he have any rubber bands hanging off paper clips out of his cheek? Like old Captain Lou?
Yeah. And I love, too, how they run with the narrative of white man. Now, when you see him there, it looks like he's got a full head of gray hair. So until he actually starts speaking, you might be able to presume he's, quote, white man.
Right.
But
correct.
once you pick up on the accent, you realize he's of Middle Eastern descent, which no longer qualifies you as white man. The media is just such an abomination. And by the way, I said this too about the cop hair. Like, I don't know, maybe a rubber bullet to the head, knock his lights out, maybe tase him. From what I watch, now I don't want to take it out of context because it's a 63-second clip, but I've seen people detained more physically for shoplifting.
Yeah.
There was a time when I wanted to move to Colorado way back when.
Not
and
now.
I quickly realized there were too many crazy white people out there. So I will have to say that.
Okay.
To stand up for the media. Maybe they just assumed it's just another crazy white person.
A lot of stuff in Colorado the last 30 years, man. A lot of tragedies.
Here's MSNBC calling him a white male. 32, Phil. 32.
MSNBC.
As far as the investigation itself, we're still trying to verify and confirm some video but it appears to show a significant portion of the incident as it happened. There's an individual that's taken into custody. He's a white male. Whether or not that's the person that police ultimately arrested and will ultimately charge in this crime, a bit of a question at this time, but that's just what we've seen so far.
Well, they are so enamored with the identity of individuals.
Oh, yeah.
When they release the information, when they don't, Dawn gives it to us every day in the news with the shootings. Boy.
Except when it goes against their narrative.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Exactly. Again,
Yeah.
we don't know the description of the shooters in Fairmount Park, but we knew within 36 seconds that this guy was a white man. A white man.
Now, law enforcement has identified the suspect as 45-year-old Mohammed Sabri Solomon.
Sounds like
an
a white man to me.
Yeah,
An
Muhammad.
Egyptian national. Well, two things can be true at one time. If you see his pictures, he's a white man, but he's also here, according to law enforcement, as an illegal Egyptian national whose visa in 2 or 3 years ago had expired, yet he stayed here despite the fact that his visa expired.
See, that would be my headline.
Yes.
Illegal Egyptian national.
Yes.
Well, according to the U.S. Census
But you're
Bureau,
racist, Harry.
Right. I know.
I just did a quick Google search, and I typed in, what color are Arabic people considered? According to the U.S. Census Bureau,
Brown.
they are classified as white.
Really?
They are?
Yeah.
Yes.
Because if you look at that gentleman,
Nah.
he's white. He's
I don't claim them.
Yeah.
Stop it. Stop. That's not.
Just
Stop.
ask me.
I don't claim anybody that's crazy of any gender, race, religion, or creed. I just want to be around nice, normal people. That's it.
I don't claim crazy people in the supermarket trying to talk to me.
I'm telling you, man, that guy looked just like Brandon Marsh. It was amazing.
Can I
don't-
point something out as
Yes.
far as your Census Bureau?
Thank you.
Why does the Census Bureau take account of and ask us about our ethnicity? It seems as if they do it so that they can promote racism. Isn't it racist to say,
Yes.
"What are you"?
Yes. Yes,
Isn't that just
that's
the
my whole
definition of
that-
racism?
that's my whole point with this is that
Right.
we pick and choose when it fits a narrative to overemphasize the description, everything else, but when it doesn't, we don't.
Right.
And that is just that is the level of hypocrisy. And by the way, when you check boxes and stuff like that, isn't there a box for like Middle Eastern or something like
sometimes,
that? That's different than white.
Right.
I've seen
Well,
both,
not
yes.
necessarily.
Well.
Two things can be true at once. So you can be. That's the bizarre thing about this. They should never say, "Are you white?" Because I'm not white.
I mean, where
I'm
do we
sort
draw
of
the
vanilla
line,
pe-
right?
I'm like vanilla peach
Vanilla peach.
Yeah.
with a little
Yeah,
cocoa.
Miss Peaches.
Don's
bronze.
vanilla peach.
Sometimes like vanilla peach.
Yeah.
Right, it's the spring
Come
spring
on,
flavor,
man.
vanilla peach.
Vanilla peach.
Sounds like something you get at Rita's.
By the way, the Rita's in Huntington Valley has more flavors than any other Rita's.
I know. Have you seen how big the menu is now?
It's amazing.
Remember
It's
when
amazing.
Rita's was like first the thing in the late
Yes.
90s? There was chocolate custard, vanilla custard, and like 3 ice flavors.
Yes.
Lemon is so good.
Now
So
there's
many.
like 35.
Yeah.
There's more flavors than Stalker has
Right.
clips on the cut sheet.
Yeah.
But has Robert F. Kennedy Jr. approved of all of them?
Well, you got to take out the dyes, man.
The colors.
Hi, everybody.
29 here, Phil. The FBI confirms the suspect in the Colorado terrorist attack yelled, "Free Palestine," but we don't know if it's terrorism. We don't know if it's terrorism.
Right.
The FBI confirmed this at 6:46 yesterday, 6:46 p.m. At 9:15, the geniuses on CNN were still debating whether it was terrorism or not.
right.
Let's roll this.
Takes. We're early in the investigation, but some details have emerged. I'm able to confirm there are 6 victims, ages 67 to 88. All of them have been transported to local hospitals. This attack happened at a regularly scheduled weekly peaceful event. Witnesses are reporting that the subject used a makeshift flamethrower and threw an incendiary device into the crowd. The suspect was heard to yell "Free Palestine"
There we go.
during the attack.
There we go.
The subject has been identified as Mohammed Sabri Solomon, and he's 45 years old. The FBI is processing the crime scene and the subject vehicle and interviewing key witnesses. We're assisting Boulder Police in providing technical, analytic, and additional forensic resources.
There you go.
I mean, Dan Bongino, Kash Patel, FBI number 2, FBI number 1, they've deemed it terrorism, but MSNBC thinks that's a little premature.
CNN, actually. This was the panel on CNN. This is 35. They were just... Andrew McCabe and this other genius here says that the FBI looked juvenile for calling it terrorism. Roll this.
I'm going to be quite direct here. The FBI director and deputy director got way ahead of where the local police were. The language that the FBI used in their tweets included words like violence, targeted terrorism, and violent. Yeah. They got ahead of where the local police knew where the investigation was. I want to just make it clear here. This could have been an anti-Semitic attack.
Could have been.
It was.
Which is terrifying. In particular for people in the community. We don't know that.
No, of course.
Because the Boulder police officer, at least according to the Boulder police officer, they're not sure if the people injured were people at the Jewish rally, the Jewish gathering. Now, maybe others in organizations know that. We know ADL and other organizations have been out on this. Maybe they have more evidence. But one of the reasons why, Andrew and I are careful in situations like this is because lots of people are saying lots of things. But when the Boulder police chief comes out and says, we don't have 2 + 2 = 4 yet. In other words, this is obviously an anti-Semitic attack and the victims were obviously part of that group. Therefore, we're not calling it terrorism. It adds a lot of it's not good for the community. It's not good for the potentially targeted community. It makes law enforcement look disorganized, and it makes the FBI look so juvenile. Like, why are you getting ahead of the police chief?
First of all, the FBI can take jurisdiction over any local agency. That's number one, numbnuts. Number two, let's change the variables here. Since we're so cautious about throwing out the label terrorism, let's change the suspect. Let's say he's no longer an Egyptian. Let's say he's an American wearing a MAGA hat, and he threw a Molotov cocktail at a Pride event in June.
That's domestic terrorism.
They would have domestic terrorism plastered on the screen until the next pandemic happens.
The other piece of this is, think about that woman, how she rambled on. People just tuning in. It's a breaking news story. And instead of CNN taking a moment to give the facts, by the way, we now know 8 injured, some of them critically, and the 88-year-old lady identified by her rabbi as a Holocaust survivor who is known as in the community. She goes to synagogues, she goes to schools, she speaks to children and talks about history. She survived the freaking Holocaust as a child.
I figured she was in the clear.
And she can't survive a Sunday afternoon in the park.
That's a good point.
In Boulder, Colorado, in America.
Yep.
And this idiot is on CNN rambling on with her ridiculous talking point. It's outrageous.
This is why there's 55,000 people watching CNN.
Right.
And, seriously, it's just because there's nothing, you gain nothing from it except rage from these PC dummies who can't sit there and pontificate on anything without what box do they check? What's this? What's that? It's like, oh God.
This is why I
have to be very careful.
Yeah, you got to be careful. I mean, Andrew and I are very careful here. We're not going to rush to judgment like the FBI did. We're going to let the investigation take its course.
Dawn is right. People want it, like, reactions. They want immediate, like, they want to hear something. They want to see some emotion, not just like, well, we have to make sure we're doing this and like that. Like, just give me a real reaction.
Well,
That's all I'm asking.
And I'm not even seeking, a bunch of opinion from some of these little desk anchors. But give me the actual real facts here. Mm-hmm. I mean, you don't have to be a rocket scientist to realize what this is. Let me give you these numbers again. I gave you them in the first hour. The 2024 ADL audit of anti-Semitic incidents. ADL recorded 9,354 anti-Semitic incidents across the United States. It's the highest number of incidents on record since ADL began tracking it 46 years ago. We have a 5% increase from the 8,873 incidents that occurred in 2023. It is a 344% increase over the last 5 years and almost a 900% increase over the past decade.
Bob Conrad, but Greg, you give CNN airtime. This is how they get promoted. No, it's
stop. I'm tired of hearing that.
We comment on things. That's our job. Is to sit here on the radio and comment on things. We're commenting on CNN. Well, we just gonna sit here and say, "Well, what's your favorite flavor of ice cream today?" Oh, for Christ's sake!
We're not promoting CNN.
No, we're shredding them.
Right.
And they're not going to gain any viewers because we give them a little airtime.
Nobody's
They're
promoting
dead.
anything. Nobody's promoting anything. We're commenting.
God. Maybe we should just carry the Laura Ingraham show alive. Would that make you happy?